Morning, everybody. Welcome to another day with us on the farm here at JSH Rabbits. Today, we're gonna look at production again, but we're gonna look at the flip side of things, and we're gonna look at what a bad production week is like. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. As we said, we're gonna discuss what it's like to have a bad production week here at JSH Rabbits. But before we get into all of that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to contribute to the growth of the channel, you can always donate to the channel. Let's get into the meat of the matter. Naturally, when it comes to breeding of rabbits, we have to start with the records. So we would have bred a few rabbits already in the past, like the past few weeks. So we're gonna give you guys a snapshot of what that was like and sort of delve into why things are the way they are. Alright?
So on a typical week at JSH, we normally aim to get a particular amount of rabbits bred in order to get a specific amount of rabbit born. So for clarity, say for example, we at JSH wants to have 50 pounds of meat or 100 pounds of meat every single week. What we'd have to do is to breed a specific amount of rabbits to achieve that. Now, we don't know how many kits the rabbit is going to have. So what we normally do is to breed in excess and hope that that can work out for us. So every week, the minimum amount of rabbits that we try to breed is approximately 10. So, however, not every week things work out to our benefit, and there's one particular week that I want to show you now when things didn't go quite as planned. Alright, so as I said before, we typically try to get approximately 10 rabbits bred. But you're going to note that on the 20th of the 6th, that's the 20th of June 2021, we didn't get that. So that is one of the first signs that things are not going the way we planned. Because no matter how we try to breed the rabbits, they did not take. So if you notice, we have only 7 rabbits. We caught seven rabbits, meaning that only 7 of them we observed to take the buck. But the unfortunate thing is that, even though this was already unfortunate, the next unfortunate thing is that when we decided to palpate, and the palpating is when we test them early to see if they are pregnant, we noticed, or we could only confirm, that 3 out of the 7 rabbits actually caught. That means those are the only 3 that we expect to get babies out of. Now, this is really a bad week for us at JSH. And I don't want to say that this is the only time. This happens several times. And if you're going to go into commercial rabbit rearing, you're going to expect this some weeks. You might ask what could be the cause. We could give you multiple reasons, but at the end of the day, we're not sure about which single reason caused this. All right, one of the reasons that we can think of is the climate, and that's the one we normally chalk it up to during this time. So for the last few years, we noticed that when the time gets extremely hot, the rabbits at our farm stop producing, or the does stop accepting mate. When the time usually gets really cool also, that's down close to December thereabout, they usually stop accepting. So we have 2 times of the year that we normally worry about, and it all boils down to the climate. So those are the 2 main reasons that affect us at JSH Rabbits. Sometimes we have those that are just not receptive, but the main reason for the low production on our farm is the climate.
I would say another thing is the breed of the rabbit, or the nature of the rabbit, so to speak. So a lot depends on the individual rabbit. As Samuel was mentioning, only 3 rabbits were proven to be pregnant. Now, there could be varying reasons for this. As he said, one would have been the climate, one would have been something wrong with the buck, one other reason could be something wrong with the doe. Maybe the doe didn't ovulate, or, for whatever reason, maybe the doe is older now. So, maybe it's too hot, so the buck became sterile. Another thing too is maybe the sperm count of the buck is low. There are varying reasons that could cause a rabbit not to get pregnant. But the key is, you palpate at a certain time, so you would at least save some time so you can rebreed that rabbit to maintain your production. Yes, so we're gonna give you guys another snapshot of what constitutes as a bad production week for us, and that's when we actually lose kits. So if you should look at this week, we bred on 2 days. We bred on the 29th of May and the 30th of May, right? So that's a Saturday and a Sunday. Our objective of breeding at least 10 rabbits would have been met. So we bred 11 that day. However, if you should look into the section where it speaks to how many rabbits were born and how many died and so forth, that's where we have that's what is noticeable, and that is what we would constitute as a bad production week, the losses. So if you look in this section, as a matter of fact, these 2 columns right here, this column and this column, would represent the number of rabbits that died. We suffered a lot of losses. So this rabbit, all of her kids died. This rabbit produced 6, 2 died. This rabbit produced 4, and all 4 died. We need to update this part right here. So all 4 died, and as you can see down the line, a few rabbits lost all of their kids. So look at this one, for example. This one had 6 and all 6 died. And then this one was put out and did not conceive. So, for this week, it was a combination of things. Mostly the loss of kits, and, 1 rabbit didn't produce. So for this week, we lost 21 kits. That's a lot. When you're breeding rabbits on a commercial level, you're not guaranteed a certain amount of rabbits per kindling or per production cycle, right? So having good stock gives you a better assurance that you will hit your targets, and even so, even with good stock, you might not always hit the targets based on the nature of the rabbits. So there are many other things that can negatively affect your production or your production cycle. And these include even sanitation, keeping the place clean, the cages clean, removing the waste, the feces and the urine to prevent like odor buildup, cleaning the cages, and sanitizing each cage after use and so forth. Even the feed, the quality of your feed, whether it is contaminated or moldy, or it's poor quality feed. All of these things can affect your production and cause you to lose kits, as well as the climate, as we mentioned earlier. Another thing that some farmers may experience that will affect production is when the does die, the breeding does die. And we've experienced this as well. However, it doesn't really affect us that much these days. One of the ways that we mitigate against poor production cycles is by farming alliances with other farmers. So there may be a week or 2 where we fall short. If we do, then we can always acquire more rabbits from other farmers who may not be experiencing exactly what we are experiencing at that time. That's it from us here at JSH Rabbits. Thank you for watching. Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't mind, drop us a like as well, That will help us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you have any comments or questions, you can also leave your comments in the comment section below. Once again, thanks for watching, and of course, see you in the next one.